Well, the Blue Jays are turning to rookie Trey Yesavage to start Game 1 of the World Series against the Dodgers. The 2024 first-round pick has pitched 3 times in the postseason. And you remember, he came up big in Game 6 of the ALCS, pitching 5 2/3 innings and giving up 2 runs, helping Toronto force a Game 7. But here's Yesavage talking about the moment he found out he would be starting on Friday night.
Pretty much called me into his office, said they have faith in me to run me out there in the first game, and I was fired up. Got up, hugged him, hugged Pete. I was very excited.
Is there any part of you that can't believe you're about to do this in real life?
Absolutely. I wake up every single morning, and I thank the Lord that I'm here in this situation, that He blessed me with this opportunity, and it's something I never even would have dreamed of, but I'm here now and I'm embracing it fully, and I'm so happy to be here.
And from where we welcome in CBS Sports MLB insider Jim Bowden. And Jim, Trey Yesavage started the year in Single A, and now he's getting the ball for Game 1 of the World Series. But just what type of history are we going to witness on Friday in Toronto?
Yeah, Cannon, happy World Series Eve to you. I mean, certainly it's amazing to think that he was drafted in 24, made his major league debut and only made 3 regular season starts, and now he's already made 3 postseason starts. So after this next start, he'll have more postseason starts than regular season starts. But he's a very unique talent. You know, he throws 96, 97. He comes from way over the top, has a very high delivery, and the downward plane is special. Hitters have a hard time picking it up. He's got a nasty slider. He's got an incredible split finger as well. And he has a high ground ball rate. And you add that to the swing and misses he gets, it's been a great formula. Now, keep in mind, in all 6 of the starts we just talked about, he's never gone 6 innings. I don't expect him to do that in this start either. So I'm thinking you're probably going to get 4 or 5 innings tops, go through that Dodger lineup twice if he can, if he's able to do that. But the interesting part is none of the Dodger hitters have ever faced him ever. So the unknown is kind of interesting, especially the first time around the lineup. He was so good for Toronto in the postseason. I certainly understand this decision. And then if they need him, you know, he can go games 1, 4, and 7 if necessary. But very interesting call to put the rookie out there in Game 1.
Yeah, well, Toronto hoping that great formula can roll into Friday night. But this World Series is a story of what is and what could have been, because Blue Jay fans will forever just dream about Shohei Ohtani, what he would have looked like in their uniform. A different shade of blue. The Blue Jays pursued Ohtani aggressively in free agency before he ultimately signed with the Dodgers. Toronto manager John Schneider reflected on their pursuit of the 3-time MVP.
You never know. You know, I think when we met with him, you felt good about it, you know, and you felt good about the feedback he was giving about our organization and opportunity here. But you never really know what a player's feeling in free agency, and there's a lot of things that have to line up for them personally too. So you can't really think about what if. You know, you think about the 26 that we have. He's a great player. I'll say it again. I hope he brought his hat, the Blue Jay hat that he took from us in our meeting. I hope he brought it back finally. But and the jacket for decoy. You know, it's like, give us our stuff back already. But he's a great player. You know what I mean? But that aside, I think that we have a great team and just an unbelievable cast of characters and players. And I think things worked out the way they're meant to work out.
I mean, come on, Shohei, you got to at least give the dog gear back. I mean, decoy getting fitted in his Blue Jays gear, which, I mean, Toronto fans certainly hoping that he was coming to Toronto. But does Schneider's remarks maybe reflect maybe a subtle chip or competitive edge within this Blue Jays clubhouse? I mean, just considering, what we think that environment might be like, Ohtani coming to a place where they hoped he would land.
Yeah, and he was never going to land in Toronto, although Toronto did finish second to the Dodgers in that free agency sweepstakes. But Shohei was always going to sign with the Los Angeles Dodgers. He needed the Blue Jays and other teams to raise the price so he could get his $700 million, which he did get. But it is true that he was very impressed with the Blue Jays organization from top to bottom when he was there. And he expressed that pretty clearly to his agents. It's going to be interesting to see what the fans do in Toronto. If they boo him, if it's a loud boo, it's just going to fuel him. It's just going to get him going. We're talking about the greatest baseball player in the history of the sport that can do things that no one else has ever done before. Don't give them a reason. Don't sit there and boo. And look, this is going to be one of the highest watched World Series in baseball history, if not the watch, because you can have the entire country of Canada, the country of Japan, and the United States all tuning in for this. It's going to be huge. If you're Blue Jay fans, my advice would be, root for your team. Be respectful to Ohtani. Don't light a fire under him.
Well put. Don't give him a reason to do what we saw in the CS, because I feel like it was a little bit of a slow start to the postseason for Shohei, but really turned things on in that last series. So you don't want to see that this time around for Toronto. But let's just think about it. Boasting a payroll of nearly $400 million, the Dodgers viewed as the Goliath of Major League Baseball. LA seeking a second straight World Series title with their superstars throughout the roster. Dodgers manager Dave Roberts was asked if he sees this World Series as a David versus Goliath showdown. Take a listen to his answer.
For David. I mean, hey, they're from the East, and that's the AL East. Yeah, you know what? We got really good players. They got really good players. So the great thing about baseball is anything can happen. This is it's going to be a great series. These guys are on a high right now. So we're expecting a battle, and so we certainly don't see it that way.
Hey, Jim, they're David, but that's how Dave Roberts is viewing this matchup. I don't think anyone has ever called the Dodgers David in a David versus Goliath matchup. But, Jim, what is the talent disparity between these two teams in your mind?
Yeah, so Ken, let me start with this. The only David with the Dodgers is David Roberts, Dave Roberts. He's the only David. They are Goliath, okay? And the Blue Jays are not David. This is not David and Goliath. Let's talk about Goliath for a minute. They're going to walk on that field in Game 1 tomorrow night in Toronto with 4 future Hall of Famers. Shohei Ohtani, Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, and Clayton Kershaw. All of them in their careers have already checked those boxes. They're going to the Hall. It's amazing. They have 4 number 1 starters that they're going to be throwing out against the Toronto Blue Jays. 4 of them. Blake Snell starts in Game 1, Yoshinobu Yamamoto in Game 2, Tyler Glasnow in Game 3, and then Shohei Ohtani in Game 4. The Blue Jays don't have a number 1 starter that they're going to be throwing the other way to the Dodgers. Dodgers lineup is by far superior than Toronto from top to bottom. If they pitch around Vladimir Guerrero Jr., are careful with George Springer, this will be a quick World Series. I've heard a lot of experts today predict Blue Jays in 7, Blue Jays in 6. And I got to tell you, I didn't know if I was watching late night TV. I just started laughing. The Los Angeles Dodgers are the superior team. They're better offensively. They have more power. They have better starting pitching. They have a more experienced postseason manager. The 2 areas that Toronto is better is defense and bullpen. I'm not sure that's going to be enough to make this a long series. So I think for the Blue Jays, they better go out there and win Game 1, because if they don't, from the very beginning of this series, they're going to be in trouble.
Absolutely. Starting off hot, starting off fast will certainly help the Blue Jays. But as we're talking about these different payrolls, and you talk about 4 Hall of Famers out in LA, it's going to be a tall task. But listen, I won't put anything past anybody. Anything can happen, and I'm excited to watch it all go down on Friday. Jim Bowden, I know you'll be right there front and center watching as well, and we appreciate you stopping by. Thank you.
Thanks, Kiana.
Well, Dodgers looking to add to their World Series titles, currently with 8 of them all time in franchise history, looking to make it number 9. But it all gets started on Friday night, their quest for their 9th World Series title.